if you don't have self-discipline, determination, and diligence, you'll blow that $1 million without getting to your destiny.
In no time.
And you end up in the gutters.
Right.
So discipline is when you have self-control. You have enough self-control to see things that you love, but because they are not good for you, you are able to walk away.
All right.
That is discipline. And that means you have to have qualities of self-control. Okay, determination is when you set your mind, your focus, and you are going through hurdles, you're going through difficulties, you're going through challenges, but because of the goal that you have set and the rewards of the goal, you still move with determination. You are determined to get to your goal. And when you come, you know, when you put even determination and discipline together, it is an amazing pair. And diligence. Diligence is when you are doing what you want to do with all your might. You add everything that you have in your being, because this is what is going to make or break you. You understand? You're going to school, it's difficult to pass. There are many people who are more intelligent than you, but you are so focused. You want to finish the school with an upper class. You don't want to settle for less. You don't want mediocrity. You want to get to the best. So you are so diligent in your studies. Nothing is able to swerve you left or right. And remember, when you have diligence, determination, and discipline together, the chances of getting entanglement and getting all these drawbacks and all these challenges, they are going to come massively. You understand? They are going to come massively. But if the rewards that you will get at the end of your goal is inevitable, then the perseverance must be inevitable. The endurance must be inevitable. Because you know the rewards is inevitable. It doesn't matter how difficult it is, you must get there. Just like a politician wants to win an election, you must get there. He must win it. So the work that you put in it, the sweat that you are getting from your body, the respiration, perspiration, desperation, everything is not turning you back. You are so diligent because you know that the rewards will be sweet. So if you don't look at the rewards, just like a woman who is in labor, rather, I have 4 children, and I know that the rewards of giving birth supersedes the pain that you go through. So just when you know that you have gotten to the point of pushing and the doctor says push and it's painful and you're crying and you are cursing everyone around you, you still know that the baby's cry is going to put a smile on your face. So you give it your all. You travail, you travail and travail. And it's the same thing with business. It's the same thing with Christian life. It's the same thing with relationship. It's the same thing. They come in different forms, but the end result is they're going to cause you difficulty to get to your goal. And see, and so if you are not adding up the 3 Ds, you will give up. You will easily give up almost, even when you are almost at the end of your journey. And unfortunately, you may not have people around you who have crossed that path before. You may be the first person in your family who is going to the university. So who's going to advise you? Nobody has that experience. So you must be very focused and determined that, listen, I know my father didn't go to the university, my mother didn't go there, my sisters, my brothers, but I will be the first person to go to the university in my family. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. And you work hard and you work hard and you do it, and the joy will start coming because of the fulfillment that you got. And you'll be so proud of yourself because you worked hard. You didn't buy that certificate.
And you must always, as you say, have the reward.
The target.
The target. You must always visualize the target.
Absolutely. That is why the Bible says that write your dream, write your vision, write it on the wall.
It's Habakkuk 2:2 or so.
Oh, good, good. See, the principles, you are reading your Bible, or you are listening somewhere. The principles of the Bible, you cannot miss it. It's in business, it's in marriage, it's in friendship, it's everywhere. American businessmen, Jewish men, Italians, they've all succeeded because of the Bible's principles. They set the goals up, they write it boldly, and you'll be reading their goals for them. And they will be marching on. They will be marching on. So see, achieving what you want to achieve is not something that cannot be done. But it is the mindset. Your mindset, you see the reward at the end of the journey, and you say, I want this. When a man is in love and he wants to marry a woman, and he said, this is the only woman in my life, he doesn't care the dowry he has to pay. He will even go and labor, like Laban. You go and labor for the woman, because this is the woman you want to marry. It is the same thing. If the goal is something that will be sweet to you, that you know that the joy supersedes the pain, you will endure it. But we don't see that. We don't give credit. We don't give value to the rewards. That is why people come to work working like they're going to a wedding ceremony. They don't know that the reward of going to work, working briskly and working with your energy will give you a promotion. They don't remember that if you work hard, you will get a promotion. So you go to work and you're working like you're going to a wedding ceremony. And I see some of these things, and I go bizarre, you know?
There's no target.
There is no target for the individual, or the ordinary worker has no target. You know, the vision is so low that I want to be a secretary and that's all I want to be. You don't remember that a secretary can rise to become somebody higher than a secretary. I started as a secretary, but I didn't remain a secretary. I waited on tables before as a waitress. I didn't remain a waitress. There are goals that you set, but there are paths that you take to the goal.
All right.
And if you're not careful, you will underestimate those paths that will bring you to the goal. So the problem that we have is the underestimation of the paths that will bring us to our goal.
Nanaya mentioned something interesting, Reverend. She mentioned people. She gave an example of people trying to follow paths where no one in their family or environment or communities has ever been. I know people who say, I'm the first person in my community to have been to university and all of that, and then I have problems, etc. And I always want to speak to those coming after me. You can avoid that and be better off and all. I have an interesting quotation from Frank Ra. He's an author of the New Year Resolutions book, A Course in Happiness, and this is what he says. Resolutions are more sustainable when shared, both in terms of with whom you share the benefits of your resolution and with whom you share the path of maintaining your resolution. Peer support makes a difference in success rate with New Year's resolutions. And basically, we are extending this beyond just New Year resolutions, but resolutions generally that we make in our lives and all of that. How do we get people to share in them? How do we get direction? I heard a friend saying that these days we seem to have lost a very critical aspect of our lives, mentoring. It's gone. In the past, I mean, I had a very big pastor in Ghana just called me to his office and said, I've been watching you for a long time. I think that I see where you're going, but you need direction, you need guidance. And so from time to time, he calls me to his office, etc., and we speak. And I always kept on guard for that simple reason. You know, people don't seem to do that a lot in Ghana these days. We rather have the proteges or the mentees, so to speak, rather hustling to meet certain people. But shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't people in places be looking out for people, identifying stars of tomorrow and helping them out? How do we get a people benefit and understanding of making resolutions come true?
Well, it's important, but maybe before even going to the big time mentor, I think it even starts more basic. Friends, serious-minded friends. I'm friends with some people who've been friends for 30, 35 years.
Okay.
So when we're talking, say, we were all nobodies before we became somebody. I mean, the chips are down. You talk to each other as you ought to talk. We all knew each other before we got married. And then, you see, so you have secrets, you have jokes, you have things that you share, you have determination that things that you set for yourself, and they hold you accountable for it. So that level of friendship is very basic. Then, of course, the mentoring is there where others can coach you and lead you and guide you. So I agree with that guy who said the rights that we were quoting.
Frank Ra,
that most times when dreams and visions and ideals are shared by people, good people, because some can pull you down. I mean, so as soon as you tell them it cannot be done, those are not the kind of people that you want. Where you want there is wisdom in counseling, but there are some who don't know who you are, who don't know what you are, what you have. One of the other things missing from our society about the whole career is life coaching. Who are you and what are you fashioned to be? The American will say, what are you wired to do? You see, because if you don't even know that, because we are follow type of people, everybody is pure water. We all do pure water. Everybody doing tabletop. We all do tabletop. We all do all kinds of things. Yet there are people who are differently gifted in music, in the arts. So know who and know what you are. Find people who are going along the same path and support one another. Don't just join groups for the sake of shouting, drinking, doing all kinds of useless things. So there is some value, a great value in people walking along with you. Two are better than one, the Bible said. There is not only husband and wife, but it is a three-corded thread. It's not easily broken.
Right.
The David and Jonathan type of friendship. So those things are very important. And that is what we're missing. People who have friends and all they are looking for is money and this and that, instead of somebody taking you along. So in making the resolution, you ought to look at or ought to look for people. I tell young people, look for people that will take you along the whole hog. Because at the end of the day, that is your most precious possession. You will not call money and send money to go and buy you anything.
Absolutely.
But friends, relatives, neighbors, people who you have grown up with, or people who would mentor you, like you say, who will call you and coach you. And as they've done that to you, you also call others and help them.
Right.
A relationship, mentorship, there should be everybody should have at least 4 types of mentors in their lives. Somebody you look up to, somebody you are helping to come along, then your lateral. Lateral in the same community group, lateral in another group who will give you another perspective. If anybody has these 3 or 4, you can more than likely make it in your life.